Hello, everyone. This is Rick with the Cyber Pro podcast. Industry leaders share their insights in 5 questions in 9 minutes, hopefully, because hackers never sleep. Super excited to talk to Cary today. Cary and I have met, man, it's been months ago at an event. We had a blast at the Fortinet Championships. But Cary, tell me who you are and what do you do?
Okay, yeah, Cary Wright. I'm VP of Products at Endace. I'm a product guy. I've been in the product creation industry or, creating security products for about 30 years or a little bit more than that, actually, working for HP, NEC, Ixia, etc., at Keysight. And now I'm at Endace, leading their packet capture product team.
So talk to me really quick. I'm gonna instantly divert and throw a side
Okay.
question at you. We talked a little bit about this, but I'm super curious. How do you think product and cybersecurity are meshing? Obviously cybersecurity has to bring products to the market, but is it
Yeah.
different than other products? I mean, how does this look in the world?
Yeah, so it's a really interesting question because as a product guy, creating products into the cybersecurity market, you've actually got to think like a cybersecurity analyst when you're creating. The best product people know their customers and can live in their shoes. So as a product guy, you really have to be able to think like a cybersecurity analyst, think about the types of threats that they're hunting, think about all the other products that they're using, and then think about how does our product best fit into that environment, and how do we help them get their job done more efficiently, more securely, more more reliably. And if you can think in that way, then you're going to do well.
So you mentioned earlier that you focus on a product line specific to the packet capture world. What
Right.
is packet capture and why is it important?
Yeah, like packet capture's been around for years, and it's been used by some high-end teams uh, when they're drilling into the most serious of cyber threats. So we sell cybersecurity product to defense departments, to governments, to huge banks. But what we're seeing is that this old style of, drill in and look at the evidence and really figure out what's going on is starting to really catch on again. And, we see there was a White House mandate recently written that was supported by CISA, that's the Critical Infrastructure Security Agency, and then there's the DHS and FBI who are also behind this White House mandate, that's actually mandating that you put in place logging and packet capture so that when there is an event, the evidence is preserved. Because, at the end of the day, these attackers, these nation-state threat actors, they're pretty smart people, and they're going to extreme lengths to evade detection, to try and cover their tracks. And, one thing that they can't do is they can't attack a network without going across the network. So if you record all that network traffic and you preserve that evidence, then you've got the evidence for the analyst to dig in and really understand how serious that threat was, how far did they go, and, what was their attack method? How did they get in? All that evidence is preserved in the network traffic, but you need to record it, and you need to record it continuously. Otherwise, you might be missing it.
So let's take that a step further, right? We understand now the packet capture side of the network traffic, and most security folks totally understand the log side of the world, right? It's their life.
Yeah.
How does this packet capture and this network traffic capture really just migrate us to the cloud? Because we know that everyone's moving hybrid again. So what does that look like?
Yeah. So it looks very, very similar. Now, actually, I heard one executive tell me that our network traffic, packets don't exist in the cloud. Well, they actually do. It's just a little more abstract, right? So, network traffic still exists in the cloud. If you're deploying into infrastructure as a service, you're going to have virtual networks, you're going to have devices connected with IP addresses, etc. there are really good points in those VPCs or those virtual networks to actually tap the traffic, record the traffic, just like you do previously. And that's important because all of those great cybersecurity playbooks that we've built up over the last few decades can equally apply into cloud. And there are packets in cloud, surprisingly enough.
I love it. I'm not surprised that people have mentioned that. So now I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I really don't know what they're teaching in computer science these days, but there's packets in cloud. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, now I'm intrigued because you have this cyber brain and you have this product brain kind of running side by side. So what are some common misconceptions about cybersecurity that you're encountering besides the packets in the cloud?
Yeah. So one of the big ones, especially in cloud, is that the cloud service provider is going to take care of cybersecurity. And I'm sure you've heard of it, and we've all heard the shared responsibility model that Amazon talks about. Well, that's them telling you that you need to look after your own security. They're going to look after some underlying layers and security at the infrastructure, but the cloud service provider does not look after your security. You're still responsible for standing up VMs, securing the infrastructure, making sure you've got a firewall in place, endpoint protection, logs, etc. If you assume that the cloud service provider is going to do all that for you, then you're really mistaken, because they don't. And you need to do everything that you were doing on-prem needs to be done in cloud as well.
I love it. I appreciate that insight. So this has been a blast, as is the case whenever I've talked to you in the last couple of months. So final question, this is the fun question for you. But what's your current piece of technology that you just can't live without, and it simply just makes you smile?
Wow. Well, I am looking forward to a new MacBook. I'm actually making the transition. I was a Mac user years and years ago, and the last 10 years I've been using a Windows PC, and I'm just so looking forward to actually using a Mac again, and I can't wait. That's going to be my bit of fun technology to play with over the next few months and get used to again. So yeah.
Love it. Come back to the dark side, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Cary, thank you so much for being on the Cyber Pro podcast.
Thanks, Rick. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for tuning into the Cyber Pro podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on new podcasts and all of our cool bonus content.